Hi viewers, welcome to our story. You need to hear this if you're feeling lost and heartbroken. The message arrived like a punch to the gut. It was short, cold and definitive. She was leaving. Rogers felt the world crumbling around him. The pain was undeniable, a raw wound in his chest. But even in the depths of his despair, a spark of resolve flickered. He would not let this break him. Rogers knew the dangers of drowning in sorrow. He had seen friends consumed by heartbreak, their lives spiraling into bitterness and regret. He refused to let that be his fate. He would face this pain head-on, but he would not let it control him. He would not give anyone the power to dictate his happiness. He remembered a quote from Marcus Aurelius: "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." These words echoed in his mind, a beacon in the storm. He would weather this not by denying his pain, but by choosing how he responded to it. He would use this experience as a crucible to forge strength and resilience. Rogers turned to the wisdom of the Stoics. He devoured the works of Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius. Their words became his solace, their teachings his guide. He learned that true freedom came not from external circumstances, but from mastering his internal world. He realized that pain was a part of life, but suffering was a choice. He delved into the practice of meditation, finding solace in the stillness of his own mind. He learned to observe his thoughts and emotions without judgment, to detach himself from the roller coaster of his own reactions. The practice was challenging at first, his mind a whirlwind of anxieties and regrets, but with each session he found a sense of peace he had never known before. He began to see his heartbreak as an opportunity for growth, a chance to rebuild himself stronger than before. He focused on what he could control, his thoughts, his actions, his responses. He would use this experience to become a better version of himself. Rogers channeled his energy into self-improvement. He threw himself into his work, finding solace in the pursuit of his goals. He pushed himself physically, finding strength and release in exercise. He explored new hobbies, expanding his horizons and challenging himself in new ways. He built a life filled with purpose and meaning, a life no longer dependent on the validation of others. He was not seeking to erase the pain of his past, but rather to integrate it into the fabric of his being, to let it shape him into a stronger, more resilient individual. The Stoic principles became his armor, protecting him from the slings and arrows of his own thoughts. He learned to accept what he could not control, to focus on his own actions, and to find contentment in the present moment. He was building a fortress of self-reliance, brick by brick, thought by thought. Months later, a familiar face reappeared. His ex-partner reached out, expressing regret and a desire to reconnect. She had witnessed his transformation from afar, the strength and resilience he now emanated. What she saw both intrigued and intimidated her. She spoke of missing him, of realizing the mistake she had made. She spoke of the man he had become, the quiet confidence he exuded. She wanted another chance, a chance to rebuild what they had lost. Rogers listened patiently, his face an impassive mask. He felt no anger, no resentment, only a quiet sense of detachment. The woman before him seemed like a stranger, a ghost from a past life. The person who had left him, the person who had caused him so much pain, no longer held any power over him. Section 5. A new perspective. He looked at her not with bitterness, but with a newfound clarity. He saw her not as the source of his past pain, but as a person who had made a mistake, as all humans do. He saw her not as a lost love, but as a chapter in his life that had already been written. He realized that her return did not change anything. His journey of self-discovery, his embrace of Stoic principles had not been about winning her back. It had been about finding his own strength, his own inner peace. He politely declined her offer. He wished her well, but made it clear that he had moved on. He was not the same man she had left behind. He had found something far more valuable than external validation. He had found inner peace. This was the true victory of the Stoic path. Rogers had not sought to avoid pain or to suppress his emotions. He had faced them head-on, accepting them as part of the human experience, but he had refused to be ruled by them. He had chosen to find strength in adversity, to turn his pain into fuel for growth. He had learned that true happiness could not be found in the fickle whims of others. It could only be cultivated from within, through self-mastery, resilience, and a focus on what truly mattered. He was no longer a man defined by heartbreak. He was a man defined by his own strength, his own principles, his own unwavering commitment to living a life of virtue and purpose. Rogers continued to live by the Stoic principles. He embraced each day with a sense of calm acceptance, finding joy in the simple things, a good book, a challenging workout, a meaningful conversation. He no longer sought happiness in external validation, for he had found a deeper, more lasting peace within himself. He knew that life would continue to throw curveballs his way. There would be challenges, setbacks, and disappointments. But he also knew that he possessed the inner strength to face them with courage and grace. He had learned that true freedom came not from avoiding pain, but from mastering his response to it. He had learned that true happiness came not from external validation, but from aligning his actions with his values, from living a life of purpose and meaning. The return of his ex-partner, once a source of such turmoil, had become an insignificant ripple in the vast ocean of his life. He had moved on, not by erasing the past, but by integrating it into the tapestry of his being, by allowing it to shape him into a stronger, more resilient individual. He realized that her validation, her love, her presence in his life, none of it truly mattered. What mattered was his own self-mastery, his own commitment to living a life of virtue, his own unwavering pursuit of inner peace. He had found a deeper, more lasting form of happiness, a happiness that could not be given or taken away by others. It was a happiness that flowed from within, from a place of self-reliance, acceptance, and unwavering inner peace. Rogers' story is a testament to the transformative power of Stoicism. It is a reminder that we are not defined by our past, nor are we at the mercy of external circumstances. We have the power to choose our response to adversity, to find strength in our struggles, and to cultivate a deep and lasting sense of inner peace. It is a story that reminds us that true happiness is not something to be found in the arms of another, but rather something to be cultivated within ourselves through self-mastery, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to living a life of virtue and purpose. His journey is an inspiration to us all, a reminder that even in the face of heartbreak, we can choose to rise above our circumstances, to find strength in adversity, and to emerge from the flames of our pain, stronger and more resilient than ever before. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more content.